This episode brought to you by Stamps.com. Why go to the store to get stamps when you can have them printed right at home for your convenience?
Now, Impossible, it appears I have you in my clutches once more.
Well, beats doing homework.
Yes, not. Not one of your better quips, but whatevs. Shigo! Use the laser beam to blast her into itty-kimmy pieces!
Why? It's just literally going to backfire like everything else.
You know, this is why you didn't get a gift for Administrative Professionals Day.
Well, you know what they say. Laser beam there, done that.
Okay, I really don't remember your one-liners being so dollar store.
What? Who's this?
I'm Athena, Kim's new sidekick.
What? You're not a regular? Where's Unstoppable?
KP, I ate my own feet.
Wow, was he always that useless?
Shigo, make her go green.
Hey!
Oh, you may have won this round, but face the fire of my diabolical... What is this? What's happening?
Can't you see she's upset that someone saved the day cooler than her?
What?
Yeah, that trick with the mirror was like so cool. Now everyone at school's gonna think you're the big hero.
That was like one cool thing she did. You have years of cool things you did. Nobody at school is gonna care.
Tell Shigo to blast me again.
Come again.
I'm putting this mission in jeopardy just so I can get the glory.
Okay, Kim, don't take this the wrong way, but you're like totes pathetic right now. You used to be more of a challenge.
No, I want the attention. I want the attention.
Okay, time out.
Cut! Critic, what is it, baby?
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, when I said I wanted to recreate Kim Possible, I thought we were actually going to recreate Kim Possible.
Critic, you need to chillax out, baby. This is totally Kim Possible.
Is it? It sure doesn't feel that way. I remember Kim Possible being an early 2000s Disney series that was a satire of spy and superhero cliches. While it was mainly for kids, it had a ton of tongue-in-cheek humor for adults, with hilarious villains, a unique art style, and at the center, a hero everybody wanted to be. Cool, confident, had all the one-liners, and always finding fun ways to kick ass. I don't know anyone who'd want to be this.
Hit me! Hit me! I want you to do it! Hit me!
Critic, you don't understand. This is the new Kim Possible.
New Kim Possible?
Yeah, a more emotional Kim, high school drama, new sidekicks.
New sidekicks? What happened to the one you had before?
KP, I'm in my own stomach. Save me.
This is gonna suck, isn't it?
This is Disney, baby.
Yeah, when have they done anything wrong recently?
Kim Possible the movie premiered on the Disney Channel in February of 2019, 17 years after the premiere of the hit animated show. Though fans were skeptical, they tried to keep an open mind, as it kinda looked like the show, seemed to follow the same ideas, plus, it's the same channel that made it before. That's gotta be a good sign when the same creative force goes back to a nostalgic property, right? Right? When it did premiere, fans were less than Kim-pressed, with many calling it a slower, awkward, and unfunny rendition of the crime-fighting teen they grew up with. I'll only admit I only started really watching Kim Possible about a year ago, so I don't really have the nostalgia goggles a lot of other fans may have. I know it's a kid's show, I know changes need to be made for live action, and I'm open to a different interpretation if it works. But that indeed raises the question, does it work?
Baby, don't listen to him. You're empowering kids everywhere.
That's right. Now, how about a makeover?
Ooh, I love makeovers!
Oh, baby.
This is the Kim Possible movie. The film opens with a narration from Kim.
A few years ago, I accidentally received a distress call. I was done with my homework, so I answered it.
Bearing in mind if I wasn't, I'd just let people die. Yup, someone had a kid who watched the show and wouldn't talk to him unless he was in the movie version.
Success! The world is mine!
Patton Oswalt plays Professor Dementor, a different looking but still pretty authentic representation of the original.
My dear Dr. Glockman.
I heard you were thinking about not seeing the 2016 Ghostbusters reboot?
I save the world. Who am I? I'm Kim Possible.
Kim is played by Sadie Stanley, a relative newcomer who I can see having a decent career outside of this. But here is kind of an awkward Kim Possible.
Focus, Ron.
You can't blame her too much, as I'm sure a lot of factors played into this. Directing, writing, and of course, Disney wanting their live-action cool characters to be cool to a fault. In animation, Disney allows their cool characters to be, well, animated. With big expressions, wild takes, and an understanding that in order to be funny, you have to either have a mocking, cynical edge, a relatable vulnerability that can be mocked, or both. Their live-action cool characters don't usually do that, especially on the Disney Channel. They're more like role models you'd see on Full House, bland and forgettable. There's one or two exceptions that work in a little bit more extreme goofiness, but for the most part, they have to stay in the harmless Disney mold. Now, it's not to say Kim was deep or complex, but she was essentially Superman or James Bond, the cool person who did cool things you aspired to be. But you want to be that person because she leaves an impression on you. Kim could get angry, cynical, paranoid, which not only made her funny, but made her all the more cool when she overcame those weaknesses. This is just a generic happy teen, someone you'd forget even if she did save you from a tub of radioactive slime.
Come on, Doc, we gotta get out of here.
Thank you, I want to say, Jeff. Ron Stoppable, ironically, is the exact opposite problem. He's actually too good. This kid's impression is insane. If you were to close your eyes and listen to him and the voice actor, you couldn't tell which was which.
When I told you that one time I jumped off a cliff for you, I didn't expect it to happen. Why not be more like me? Relax, laid back. This is Kim Possible. We're both a little cranky after saving the world last night. You're writing something in finger paint. Oh, is that how that's spelled?
But that's the thing. This isn't a cartoon, it's live action. And a voice in a cartoon and a voice in real life are two very different things. Ron's voice, even in animation, was a lot to take in. But it always balanced out because the writing for him was still clever enough to get a laugh.
Kim, I'll keep circling. There's nowhere to park.
You too?
The writing for him here, how do I say this, hurts.
I don't know if you know this about me, but when I grow up, I want to be a dog.
Well, that's in the universe forever. They're helped out by Wade, a much younger and slimmed down version compared to the show, who's the computer hacker that helps out behind the scenes.
Kim, I got a target lock. Professor Dementor is the scientist chained up on level 6.
I also found a better script. Apparently it's for an unused Spy Kids episode, but I don't think anyone would notice.
Why is it turning all pink and sparkly? I cannot take over the world with it pink and the sparkles.
Hitler said the same thing. Kim interrupts his plan with this great zinger.
Slime's up, Professor Dementor.
This was the script for Baby Geniuses 5, wasn't it? As her and Ron start taking them down.
Ron, grapple me.
Okay, we all loved Ang Lee's The Hulk, but I don't think that's the best movie to model after. Oh no, Henchman Wilhelm is down!
Kim, 30 seconds to self-destruct.
The scientist is rescued as they try to get him to safety.
From now on, I'll only use my slime for the good of humanity.
That man should get an Oscar for how damn seriously he took that line. We get a recreation of the show's intro that you can tell there's an attempt to make this relatively close to the original source material.
So what's the sitch?
The missed opportunities, though, are seen pretty quickly after with the reveal of Kim's parents. Anna, played by Allison Hannigan, and James, played by Matt Clark. Completely fine choices, I guess, but why wasn't it the voice actors of Kim and Ron? Christy Carlson Romano and Will Friedle are not only around the proper age, but they do kinda look like them. It would have been such a great in-joke. And there's another problem too that may sound a little nitpicky, but bear with me here. Kim Possible's mom looks more like Kim Possible than Kim Possible does. Again, it's minor, but when you're thinking the mother of the lead would have been a much better lead, well, that's just straight up Judy Garland syndrome. Speaking of which, her mom sees if Kim is properly prepared for her first day of high school.
I picked out and sorted all of my outfits for the month.
So Kim Possible is now Cher from Clueless. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah, sure. What are you doing?
Sit down, my little hummingbird. My sweet girl.
Girl boss to you. We certainly haven't dated this.
It's okay if you don't figure it all out on the first day. It's just high school. How hard can it be?
Easier than writing a line more original than how hard could it be? No, I wouldn't mind if my baby died. Why? You know she had more gadgets than a grappling hook, right?
Oh my gosh!
Boy, great acting from this lady. Oh no, what do I care? It's Disney Channel. Like, I'm gonna get a job from this. Meanwhile, we cut to the villainous Dr. Draken, played by Todd Stashwick, who was broken out of prison by Chico, played by Taylor Ortega. These two are probably the best thing in the movie.
Look at Duff Killigan's Instagram. He has an underwater base. He used to have an island.
Well, that island slightly exploded.
True, there's little issues, like Draken isn't blue, and their humor is a little slower compared to John DiMaggio and Nicole Sullivan, but their delivery is still pretty good, and they both do really decent impressions. I have no problem buying them as the classic evil duo.
What's in Area 51 that's so special?
You know, flying saucers, alien technology, yada, yada, yada.
Did you get the Zircadium Q46?
Yeah, it's in there.
In there?
It's over. I can't reach it.
Kim's first day of high school, on the other hand. Oh, it's like a Western. We have to portray high school like a high-stake action sequence because nothing else is portrayed like a high-stake action sequence.
Welcome to high school, my little freshman. Oh, hi, Bonnie. I missed you last year.
You know, here's the problem. Had they really done this like a Western, like a social double talk draw, maybe this would have been really funny and good commentary on high school.
It's good to see you, Kim. You look so much older since I last saw you.
Oh, Bonnie, you look exactly the same, even down to the clothes you wore 3 years ago.
Are you gonna try out for the school musical? I know you loved drama so much.
No, Bonnie. No matter how hard I try, you'll always be the prima donna.
See, that would have given the humor it needed, justifying the Western tone. But instead, the kids just stand in a circle for no reason. They play the music and it goes nowhere. So many jokes take this same route, starting out with an okay idea, but never following all the way through with it. But hey, she's not a cheerleader anymore because, I don't know, progressive?
When are cheerleading tryouts? You want to cheer? School? Yeah, go hang with the losers in Lowerton.
Oh, yeah, if there's anything cheerleaders are always associated with, it's being losers. Ugh, lazy. Lame. Go back to the chess club, stupid dorks. It looks like Kim is late for her first class as she runs after the bell rings.
It's best to abandon any hope of joy and find meager satisfaction in monotony.
Well, I just heard the funniest line in the movie. Peace out.
Nobody told us they renumbered the classrooms.
Yeah, I did that. Keeps you kids on your toes.
Whoa.
Dude, how short was that class? What, did it take an hour to walk to her homeroom? To make things worse, Kim is somehow late again to her next class. She'll have to use some high-tech gadgetry to get to really pushing that grappling hook, huh? Disney, you have a problem. They keep the running joke from the original of Mr. Barkin somehow being every teacher in the school, but the downside is, it's not Patrick Warburton like in the show. And let's be honest, his voice is comedic pixie dust. It makes everything funny. Just watch this scene.
It takes me 90 minutes to prepare Lady Whisker Boots her low-carb, high-protein breakfast. Isn't that right, Lady Whisker Boots? Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is.
Now imagine Warburton doing it. It takes me 90 minutes to prepare Lady Whisker Boots her low-carb, high-protein breakfast. Isn't that right, Lady Whiskers? Yes, it is. Oh, yes, it is. You'll also notice the film has taken all the hit-and-miss school signs in the show and conveniently replaced them with only the misses. It's like your Halloween candy being stolen, only the bit of honeys are left. One monster keeps handing goes out! So Kim tries out for the soccer team, and like you, I'm surprised they didn't make a kick possible joke. Oh, wait, save it for the sign. But Bonnie says she has to get through all of them in order to make the team.
Come on, you guys!
Why am I doing this?
Okay.
Okay, what slot machine edited this? She makes the goal, much to Bonnie and her droog's dismay.
That was amazing. Congratulations to our newest equipment manager.
I don't even get it. Why wouldn't they want her on her team? She's a world famous spy. It's like putting LeBron James on your team, but only as the mascot. Somebody rent out a brain cell.
I've had the absolute worst first day of school that any human could have.
Well, maybe don't wear midriffs based on Pup Barbie's wardrobe and you might have a shot. They hear a girl crying in the corner and see she's having a rough time fitting in too.
I didn't make any friends.
Not everything involves a flip. I hope that made you feel inferior.
I'm Kim.
I know.
It turns out this girl is named Athena and she's one of Kim's biggest fans.
Ah, Athena, as in the goddess of, I want to say dentistry?
You're funny, Ron. Sit down. Speaking of which, would you like some context of that dog line from earlier?
That's Ron Stop Pitbull. I didn't really have any friends to go with me.
When I grow up, I want to be a dog. Thanks to you, I'm one step closer.
Didn't make anything better, did it? Why does knowing more always hurt more?
Be the dog you want to see in the world.
Thank you. And Wolf.
How are these kids not fitting in? It's such a mystery. Athena seems to help out quite a bit as she's good at making excuses about why they're always late. Which, at this point, is a good question. Why are they always late?
We've actually been volunteering at the cat shelter for all the homeless cats out there.
Well, I suppose I could let it pass for meow. I mean, now.
Remember what I said about Warburton making any line funny? I take it back. He couldn't make that line funny.
I suppose I could let it pass.
It's not worth the attempt. It'll just make you sad. Kim and Athena study together as Kim, humbly, pimps her shit out.
Wow, so many grappling hooks.
She had a ton of other gadgets! Why is there such a focus on the grappling hook? You know what? I got her here. I'm gonna ask her. Give me 1 minute. I'm gonna find out.
Ooh. Oh, nice. Oh my God! Get out! What are you doing
I'm sorry.
here?
I didn't know you were gonna be on the thing. I didn't know. How was I supposed to know? I wasn't even sure you were in here. I was just gonna.
Why don't you wear this on missions anymore? It used to be your thing.
I don't know, I guess wearing the same thing all the time kind of felt cartoony after a bit.
Ha!
Let's dance.
It's a Disney Channel movie. We have to do at least one dance number or be punished by death. Ever wonder where Zach and Cody went? So Kim decides to show Athena how to play soccer. She says do a flip. She says okay, good lesson.
You're a fast learner.
And you're a great teacher.
And I'm wondering if there's a Kim Possible movie in our near future. Seriously, we're close to halfway through and excluding the intro, there's been no spy stuff in this. Isn't that why people watch the show? To see all the cool crime fighting shit? Oh, wait, no, it was to get makeovers. Kim Possible, everybody!
Close your eyes. Picture the best version of yourself. Do you see her?
Now imagine her hotter. Be that, Disney.
That's the person I want you to be. And I can't wait to meet her.
I saw myself as a skinhead at rallies. You know, maybe you shouldn't listen that close. She comes out in an outfit and hair that, as Ron says, out-Kims Kim.
You've out-Kimmed Kim.
I actually decided to make myself a mission suit in case the time came I had to battle evil.
You said be my best self. Well, my best self is Jennifer Jason Leigh from Single White Female. Speaking of there awkwardly being too many Kims, Christy Carlson Romano makes a totally out-of-nowhere appearance as a pop star named Poppy Blue. And I mean totally out of nowhere. They danced to one of her songs earlier, but aside from that, there is no mention of this character beforehand. They didn't even say that Kim knew her. It's beyond random.
She's fierce! And I should know because I invented the
Mom, Aunt Becky thinks she's a pop star again.
This train is leaving the station. All aboard!
My God, are you still talking?
So I guess she takes him to a secret island where their next mission is. Oh, come on, we're just 40 minutes in. We don't need to get to that spy stuff so quickly. Pace yourself. Take your time. Do another dance or makeover.
Why not both?
Disney Channel. Empowering girls, you know, when it's cool.
They're not doing a Gravity Falls movie, are they?
Who are you? You're a man who loves stamps.
But how can you, when no one really loves to go to the post office?
Who has time for all that traffic and lugging those packages around?
I do not!
Thank God for stamps.com.
It's one of the most popular time-saving tools for small businesses. Stamps.com eliminates trips to the post office and saves you money with discounts that you can't even get at the post office. Exclamation point. Stamps.com brings all the amazing services of the post office to your computer. Whether you're a small office sending invoices, an online seller shipping out products, or even a warehouse sending thousands of packages a day, Stamps.com can handle it with ease. Simply use your computer to print official US postage 24/7 for any letter, any package, any class of mail, anywhere you want to spend anywhere. Once your mail is ready, just hand it to your mail carrier or drop it in a mailbox. It's that simple. With Stamps.com, you get 5 cents off every first-class stamp and up to 40% off priority mail. Not to mention it's a fraction of the cost of those expensive postage meters. Pork chops.
Stamps.com is a no-brainer, saving you time and money.
It's no wonder over 700,000 small businesses already use Stamps.com. Right now, my viewers get a special offer that includes a 4-week free trial, plus a free digital scale. Just go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in Nostalgia. That's Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type Nostalgia for your 4-week trial today. Plus a free digital scale.
Kiss me, you fool!
Wow, that's gross.
Housekeeping's gonna hate me.
Go to Stamps.com, click on the microphone at the top of the homepage, and type in the code Nostalgia to claim your special offer. And eat pork chops, because it's not cabbage. You've been warned. So Kim, Ron, and Athena sneak into a secret lab where Shiko is said to have broken in.
What is this place?
The Institute for Advanced Neurodynamic Studies.
Oh my god, don't know how you figured that one out! Ron comes across a mammal that was being experimented on, giving him super intelligence. He goes by the name, you guessed it, Rufus.
Hey, little guy! What is he?
Ugly as sin, but burnable. He of course tags along for the ride, but Kim is feeling inadequate to Athena's superior spying techniques.
Wait, can you run a check on the lab for any sort of circadian-based brain modulators? Q46. And that's where we'll find Shigo, come on!
And that's when it hit me. I never read a book in my life. I just hit shit. They come across Shigo stealing the Tesseract for Draken when Kim and the gang stop her.
It's been too long.
Can't say I was feeling particularly nostalgic.
Most IMDb users would agree with you. It lands on top of the tower, so perhaps a flying rocket pack would be useful here. Was your mother a grappling hook? Kim and Ron get trapped in a cage with electric eels, of which Kim is terrified.
Never told you this, but I am terrified of electric eels!
Well, isn't that nice that after all this time we're still learning about each other?
Okay, that got a chuckle.
Did you know electric eels can spawn thousands of babies at any given time?
What?
Okay, I'm weirdly impressed with this movie's eel humor. Athena fights off Shigo with a staff. However, security cam footage of the fight leaks onto the internet via Draken, and Athena is now the school hero.
Welcome to the Mad Dogs.
Yay! It makes sense to take the girl who did one thing and shit on the girl who did it a million times before. High school, you get it! Damn it, there should be 3 seasons of office-style forced romance before I get jealous of who Ron talks to.
Kimberly Ann.
Hey, Nana.
So Kim visits her grandmother to feel better.
Lucky you, I made a batch of brownies this morning.
It is 4:20 after all.
Feel up for
A workout?
They decide to learn how to use the bow staff, but Grandma figures out it's because she wants to learn how to be better than Athena.
What is it, baby?
I've never met someone who's better than me.
Wow. Would you like another plate, or are you too full of yourself?
Jealousy is very unbecoming, Kimberly Ann.
I'm not jealous. If I'm not the best at those things, then who am I?
A jealous girl. That is literally the definition. Okay, so Kim could have emotional turmoil at times, but it was either funny or relatable. If they ever did do an episode about her being jealous, say of something Bonnie did, she gets angry but then realizes it's petty shit and moves on to something more important, like crime fighting. Remember that? This not only doesn't match Kim's character from the show, but it also doesn't match Kim's character in the movie. Because it's friggin' not existent! It's just a forced message disguised as a human being. It feels false, manipulative, and worst of all, not funny.
That's who I am.
No, that's what you do.
Then I don't know who I am.
The first honest thing this movie admitted.
Kim Possible. It's about empowerment unless some girl does better than you. In which case, be catty as hell. Because she's dumb. She's dumb and I hate her. I used to think girls could get along, but now I know it's about popularity and looking good and getting the most attention. Thank you, Disney. Thank you for making me realize how it is. God, I'm so alone.
Back at school, Athena is honored with the most promising freshman of the year award. Your school doesn't have that? Why don't you just call it what it really is? But Draken and Shigo burst in.
Don't be alarmed. We're only here to kidnap Athena.
What? Ron, grapple me.
I'm gonna help him.
Henchmen, attack!
Henchwomen, attack!
Huh?
Ooh, henchwomen! Oh, yeah, progressive. Yeah, you're really above the game, yeah, henchwomen. I just spent an hour watching a kick-ass icon cry, get jealous, force makeovers, and do very little ass-kicking. But henchwomen! This is the woke masterpiece we've been waiting for. Kim has a chance to hand Athena a staff, but she decides to do it herself and screws up. That Athena girl's gonna get tortured to death. It's funny. Athena is kidnapped and the school is disappointed in Kim. Looks like it's time to suit up and go after the bad guy or cry. You haven't seen that yet?
I blew it, Ron. This was all my fault.
Oh, come on. It's your fault.
I mean, when you see how everyone else helped out, what with the cowering and the filming and the laughing, clearly a high schooler fighting a dozen adults was phoning it in.
I broke her, just like you asked me to.
But it's revealed, what a shock, Athena was working with Draken and Shigo. Oh my god, next you'll tell me the secret identity of Aquaman is Aquaman. What is life? So Kim goes to get the help of her family. Hey look, the twins are in this, they don't do dick, moving on. As her mother and grandmother agreed to help break into Draken and Shigo's lair. No, wait, surely this requires a grappling hook? I don't care if you have to use it like a hammer till your wrists bleed, I'm committed now. It must be grappling hook!
We're here. Come on, let's go.
Kim comes across Athena, who confesses everything.
But my purpose here was not to be your friend who inspires you. As you can see, I'm far more complex than that.
Okay, I'll admit, my pants have a little shit in them. See if you get this. For some reason, even after Athena explains everything, Kim still has to figure it out by looking at all the evidence she kept. What the hell is there to discover? She told you everything! World's greatest detective, my ass! Oh wait, that's Batman. What are you good at again?
Why do I need these? Safety precaution.
It looks like Draken is going to transfer all of Athena's skills into his body as Kim and her family pose, not once, but walk down the stairs, say a few lines, and pose again! Oh, she did it twice, we're dead! They trap Kim Posable in a laser cage, and oh yeah, he's a thing.
I'm on it.
He trailer shots his way to the release button, so the contribution of this genetically enhanced animal is bumping into something. And the family stops the machine, messing up the transformation, turning Draken into a child. I feel like the obvious outcome of this should be he turns blue, but maybe that's because this didn't all happen on a Tuesday. 2 points if you got that!
Hey, what happened to my clothes? What's wrong with my voice?
I sound like Ron.
Guys, that thing's an explosion!
Thank you, Wade. If I'm set on fire, please let me know.
Kim, go! You need to get out of here. I have to stay behind.
Athena sacrifices herself to give them more time, and you know, I don't think there's enough of Kim crying. One more should complete me. Peter Parker and the cast of Lord of the Rings cry less than you! Naturally, though, they go looking for her in the rubble, and I'll just say, if the ending doesn't look similar to this, I don't care.
Athena, we're gonna get you out of there, buddy! Kim?
Say it with her now. I could use a hand! It's nice when we all hurt together.
We're gonna patch you up good as new, okay? You're a really good friend.
Well, this certainly isn't hypnotically horrifying.
Honey, how would you like to rebuild a Cybertronic humanoid?
Is this a happy ending or a sad ending?
It's an ending, that's enough.
So Athena is rebuilt, and Kim starts a martial arts club with her. So the moral of the story is being catty and vengeful isn't worth it because there's always more to a person than you think. Except Bonnie, she sucks. Feel nothing for her. Girl power! Oh, I guess I should point out there is an end credit sequence where Child Draken plans to infiltrate Kim's school, saying he skipped a bunch of grades. I just bring this up because this character is so funny that even in little boy form, he's hilarious.
Perfect! I will blend in flawlessly.
He's like if Truman Capote shrunk into a tiny Rick Moranis.
Laugh it up. This whiny, puny body I'm trapped in is a blessing in disguise. Now there's nowhere Possible can hide from me.
Okay, if the We're Not Thirsty guy from Raiders of the Lost Ark ever got a spin-off movie, he has to play him! I don't even mean as a little boy, I mean just cast him as the adult! Sadly though, that's the most possibility we can hope from Kim Possible, the movie. Even as someone who caught up with the show years later and doesn't really have the nostalgia goggles for it, this is a pretty bad adaptation. I do give credit to some of the things they got right. The villains, Ron's voice, some of the running jokes. But it feels more like they're displaying these elements without really understanding them. It's like changing Sonic to look more like Sonic. It's appreciated, but it still doesn't represent what we like about the character and the world. Kim Possible was a fun, clever show that allowed kids, both boys and girls, to imagine themselves fighting hilarious supervillains with tongue-in-cheek humor and likable characters. No more, no less. This feels like it's trying to be sensitive and empowering and standing up to the status quo, but when you go in with that intention first rather than telling a good story with good characters, it backfires. Kim Possible was an empowering show because it didn't tell a story about a girl who was a hero, it told a story about a hero who was a girl. And it never drew attention to it, it just kinda did its own thing. It had fun entertaining everybody who watched it. No need to play to a particular gender or age, anyone could watch it and get something enjoyable out of it. This just has that bad Disney Channel movie feel to it, where it's more about trying to get across a message not because it's ethical, but because it's popular. I'm not saying that was the intention or the idea, I'm just saying that's what it feels like. Well, they're missing what made Kim Possible popular then, because it wasn't trying to be a trailblazer, it was just trying to be fun, which there is very little of here. Simply put, this movie may think it's all that, but it's not.
Hey, want a surefire way to get revenge on this new Kim Possible?
Hell yes! But how?
Don't worry, I know the one thing that can destroy her.
So, Kim Possible, you've outwitted me this time, but I know the one thing that you fear most.
What?
The one thing that always sends shivers down your spine.
Baby, this ain't in the script, baby. Baby.
I am altering the script. Pray I do not alter it any further. Shiko, unleash the secret weapon!
Gladly.
Oh no! Not totally spies!
There's more than one way to destroy Kim Possible. I'm the Nostalgia Critic,
I would leave those in if I were you.
Why?
No one ever listens to me.
When I grow up, I want to be a dog.
Hi, Doug Walker here. The National Breast Cancer Coalition is this week's charity shoutout. They're trying something very different, a countdown to a deadline for when a cure for breast cancer will be found. They are so confident that research has come so far and that people are so passionate to find one that by 2020, they say we will have the means for a cure. And if there's any organization that can do it, it's this one. With an A rating on Charity Watch, years of research under their belt, and the undying need to help those with this disease. This is a goal that so many of us can believe in. But they can't do it alone. They need your help, playing a big part in bringing the timeline of this disease to a close. Want to see them end this terrible illness once and for all? Click on the link and prove to them that we can make this a reality.